Welcome back. This is the third and the final part in which we're going to finalize the weathering of the tank. We're going to filter actually the hood in order to accumulate some spots where the rust chips are. They are on different layers. It's not a trick as you saw in the previous parts. There are real chips, and some of this filter will accumulate around the edges, which will create even better effect on the hood. From some other kit we are using a bucket, and as you see we glued the handles like it's in up position. We're gonna hang it on the hooks probably behind the seat, and first we're gonna adjust everything and then we're gonna paint it in silver color like the bucket should be. 2 minutes after the gluing, we're gonna touch it and we're gonna adjust the weight to look more realistic. Once it's dried, the handle will be there for good, not moving, and we'll be able to hang it from either of the hooks. For painting the bucket, we're gonna use a small layer from Vallejo silver, which I found to be the best silver ever. Not sprayed through an airbrush, not painted directly, but almost dry brushed into the plastic that create an amazing silver effect. Not many people use it that way, but I found it to be great. You gotta paint it in several layers. It's gotta be very thin in order to replicate the metal. The other way around this is to get aftermarket bucket from Photo Etch, some of which come in this particular color, others in yellow. Anyway, the Photo Etch usually looks better than this. We are waiting the bucket to dry for the second layer of paint. We're gonna show you. This is the toe chain that we're gonna use and wrap around. Everything is complete. In the package you see the untreated toe chain, which looks rusty, but in order to fix it and look properly with the tractor itself, which is very heavily damaged, we need to overdo the rust effect, and we use a treating solution for metal, which is offered by many companies. This particular time I'm using one from TI Hobbies, which is a company that is non-existing anymore. It's a friend of mine who sold it to another company. I don't know the name of the new company, but anyway, you can use any burnishing liquid to make this look like this. And once we finish with the weathering, we're gonna apply that, we're gonna apply the bucket and achieve the final look of the tractor. We have oil paint, which we're gonna mix with white spirit to make a second layer, maybe a third layer of wash, which we're gonna add only on the lines we need to highlight. Back to the bucket. This is after the second layer. I assume that you see the difference, and we're gonna add one more trick to make it look even nicer. We're gonna add engine oil. It's aircraft, but we're gonna use it for the tractor to put on the bucket's bottom. make it look more used. Next step we are usually doing is underneath the fenders we're gonna use Europort as a base, like a dust, then a bit of Russian earth, then pigment fixer to fix them. We usually do the pigment fixer ourselves, mixing enamel matte paint together with white spirit, and that's how we found out to be best to control how much sticking solution is needed in terms of matte enamel that makes things stick. So it's up to you. Either way it's working, so whatever suits you best. Here's how we do it. With a relatively stiff brush we apply Europort. You can of course create pigments from Pastels or use other companies. We show those just because those are the ones we have in our stash currently. We change them from time to time because we use a lot and we run out of pigments quite often. We add some Russian earth, stippling motion. You might notice that we don't apply on the side skirts, but that's because we're gonna do that after we put the tracks on. We found that to be better that way, just because if you weather all the tractor and then put the tracks, it usually creates a difference between them. Once everything into place, exactly how you like it, we just fix it with few drops of fixer. The best way afterwards it's to usually stay overnight and then apply another layer if you need to, or just continue with the weathering. Next we're gonna fix the truck. The track length, it's movable and it's not so hard to be placed into position, but it's tricky. Once you learn the way, it's relatively easy. The tracks are clickable, and the hardest thing is to click it once into place. Otherwise the tracks are movable if the sprocket is, and they can be, as you can see, you have not so much tension here and here. If everything is into place, you gotta have the sack here and the sack down there. Now we go to the most dangerous part of the build. Here we have some super glue. It's hard to be seen, but it's a super glue which we're gonna place where the bottom plates which hold the hood will stay. So now we are placing it over the super glue and we're gonna adjust it. We try to be fast because with super glue during the summer you have to work very fast. As you can see, there are spots of super glue here and there, but they are gonna be covered with the dust and mud and not gonna be visible. I'm giving you the outside view in the sun because you'll have the idea, that way you'll have the best idea how much tracks in the hood differ from the tractor. Now next thing is to blend everything to make it look like it's a one piece, because those three parts tractor tracks in the hood were moving all together, as you might expect. In 10 to 15 minutes, when the super glue is relatively dry, we're gonna put the wash that we did some short time ago, and now I'm gonna show you how. You can either pre-moisten the area or use the capillary action to let it spread, as you can see, and you do this in the places you need to highlight more. We're gonna add some of the thickest part of the wash over the springs. To highlight the grime, we're gonna use engine oil, but very fine application because it's oily and can create a lot of troubles. I think AK overdone it a little bit, because in the real world the oil is not so nasty looking. It leaves spots, but not that visible. So you gotta be very careful. We are applying it over the parts we already pre-moistened with the grime that we created before that. We're gonna apply some more over the springs because they need to be more visible and different, and this will help the look to be more proper. What you see, we're gonna let it stay overnight to let everything settle down. As you can see, the bucket is movable, and once everything is dry, we're gonna continue with the weathering. We need to add a couple of more layers to make it look better. Continuing with a little bit of track wash with a few drops of white spirit around here and there on the tracks. We're gonna paint all the exhaust systems, all the chimneys that stand on the tractor's hood black, and prepare them for a second layer. And as you can see, we gather all the different stuff like chains, bucket, exhaust system and everything, and once everything comes into place, the tractor will be finished. Next we're going to use enamel wash from AK again, light rust, to create stains from rust accumulated from the weathering, like rain and so on. The effect, as they call it, is accumulated rust. We're gonna touch just here and there, nothing serious, just to add a little bit of a coloring. Again, as Rinaldi suggests, and he's one of the best in the business, you gotta focus on some point or some points to draw attention to them instead of doing all the thing very interesting. It's gotta be few points where your attention goes, and that makes the armor, tractor, or whatever you're doing perfect. A little bit more on the hood, where the metal will be more vulnerable. We're gonna add some more pigments. We're gonna start with the brightest layer and apply it as if it were dusty or it was muddy and the mud dried out in time. Next, we're gonna use a bit darker color, as if the mud is a bit more fresh. The tractor is varnished with matte, and that helps everything to stick into place. However, we're gonna help it stick a little bit more. You'll see in a bit. Finally, we're gonna add some Russian earth, which is one of the darkest colors that I use in terms of pigmenting. Tapping motion. That way, hairs of the brush make the pigment enter the surface and stay there. Last, we're gonna add a few drops of pigment fixer. Just a bit, not too much, and wait for it to spread by itself. As you can see, it's moving. This is just after a minute. As you can see, the spirit is continuing to spread, and that helps things stick. We're gonna repeat that procedure as many times as needed over the whole bottom part of the tractor. We have added a couple of more layers of same pigments. As you can see, that's the leftover. And now we're gonna fix it the same way as we did before. Using AK rust range, we're gonna use sponge technique over the exhaust pipe. We're gonna use some pastels, sandpaper, then we gotta add them to some points, not all over, but to some points to make it a bit different. We're gonna use some white glue to place the exhaust pipes into place. Once there, we're gonna use a bit more fixer to make pastels stick, although they are quite sticky and they do not need it. We're gonna do that just because we're gonna add some more layers of dust over them. For blending everything together, we're gonna use this pastel, which is very nice replication of a dust color. First, we're going over the tracks with the pastel. Because as you can see, they still look quite different than the rest of the tractor. Then we're going to continue with the rear part. Just few touches here and there. We're going to blend the bucket as well, and the chain too. We're going to add several colors to make it more vivid. These are pastels, and that's why we're not gonna fix them with white spirit. They just stick there. The dust is barely visible, but everything together makes it look wonderful. This is a leftover of the track wash combined with some white spirit. I'm gonna use hard brush. Now we're gonna apply over the tractor. These flicks create an amazing blending effect, which is not visible for the eye directly. If you know, you will find it looking for it. On this tractor, the most important thing is the back, because that's the most visible part. And there, sprinkles, once dried, create something of particular interest. Next, we're gonna fix the chain onto the back here. We're gonna wrap it around here, and then we're gonna put the bucket. Last final touch is to touch it here and there with graphite. And that will be all.
Thanks for watching and I hope you like it.